Is my voice clear? Good morning, everyone. Can all of you hear me? Is my voice clear? Archana, Khera, Anjali, Preetham, Sabine. Okay. Others, those who can give an answer to me, can all of you hear me? Sabine, can you hear me now? Smriti, Laila, Anam, can all of you hear me? Great. Sabine, can you hear me now? Okay. So, guess we will start with the session today. And in today's session, we will be discussing the written OSCE, that is a six-point periodontal chart and an active OSCE. Now, the six-point periodontal chart, the small concept of it has already been discussed on one of the YouTube videos, but we will be going through it again in today's trial class. Okay, so let's begin. I hope all of you have got the notes and you have downloaded them, and we'll go ahead. Okay, great. So as I hope all of you have seen the introductory video of the written OSCE. So how it works is like you have 1 minute outside the station where it would be written on a piece of paper, and the piece of paper would be stuck up on the door or on the wall just outside the station, and it will say that you have a six PPP chart and you need to answer questions on it. That's it. You won't be given any other data outside. So when there is a written OSCE, it becomes quite tricky because you don't have anything outside to process. You just know that there is something going to be related to the six-point chart. So in that 1 minute, you should, whatever you have actually learned and revised should just pop up in your head. Now, it's also very difficult that because you're just outside of the previous station, and if that has not gone well, you may try to think about it that, oh my God, what should I do? But you have to, shed it off. You have to start thinking ahead. The good news of OSCE is that you do not need to pass in each and every OSCE to make a full pass. So just, leave the OSCE which you have already done and try and move ahead, and that will come with practice. Okay. So in the first minute, when you are told outside, uh, everything regarding 6 pp should come up in your head. And when you go inside, uh, you mean how many OSCEs, Salma? You get about 20 OSCEs in the exam. Can all of you hear me? You get about 20 OSCEs, Salma, and out of them, 17 are marked for your exam. The rest 3 or 4 are either rest stations or pilot stations. Pilot stations are where you have to perform the OSCE, but they are not marked. But you don't know which is a pilot and which is not a pilot, so you actually have to give a try to each and every one. Okay? So the exam goes around for somewhere around 1.5 to 2 hours, depending upon the number of stations. Anam, can you hear me now? Just refresh on your end, increase the volume, or just log off and log in. That is the least you can do because I think the speed is okay. A lot of people can hear me. Okay, so we'll go ahead. So once you go ahead, there will be a 6 pp chart on the left hand side. And on the right hand side you will have a question paper. Now every question will have some lines below it where you need to actually write the answer. Okay, so these are the questions. What is the pocket depth of the at the mesiolingual part of 3-5? What is the gingival recession at the mid buccal of 2-5? And what is the attachment loss at the distobuccal of 4-5? Okay, so guys, if you can just give me a heads up in the chat box so I can move ahead. What is the attachment loss at 4-6? What is the pocket depth at 3-6? Everyone with me? Mark the points in the periodontium, which is given on the paper, and define pocket depth, attachment loss, and gingival recession. Okay, so these are the questions which can be asked. Now, you may not get all these questions. You may get some of them because it is not easy to write all of them, answer all of them in 5 minutes. They will always make sure that whatever is given, you can answer in 5 minutes. Okay, it is a fair exam. So let's understand what the concept about 6pp. Okay, people, are you there with me? Just Salma has replied. If you guys can hear me, please give me a heads up because I really don't know whether you guys are getting me. Preetham, you can't hear me. Others can hear me. Can Anjali and Kera, Sabine, Anam, Laila? Great. People who can't hear me, the only thing I can say is please refresh, log off, log in, and increase your volume. Yes, I think laptops are always better because Google, it works on Google Chrome and Firefox. Okay, so yes, I think this is better. The laptops are better. Okay, great. So let's start with the normal gums. The normal gum is somewhere around this point. Okay, your normal gum will be somewhere around the point I'm marking in black, which is called your CEJ. Now, you all know that whenever there is a periodontal or a gum disease, what happens is the gum actually comes down. So when the gum comes down, it is known as gingival recession, right? All of you know that as well. So this distance over here, the B, the one which is marked by B, from the CEJ to the new gingival margin. This is the new gingival margin in the periodontal disease. The gingival margin has come down. This length from CEJ to gingival margin is known as your gingival recession. Okay. The second thing is from the gingival margin to the base of the pocket. Now in a gum disease, you will always find the gums becoming loose and forming a pocket, and that is when you actually put inside a probe and measure your pocket depth with the help of the distance from the gingival margin to the base of the pocket. And what is this distance known as from the gingival margin to the base of the pocket? Anybody who has seen the video on YouTube? Anybody? Yes, this is known as the pocket depth. Now, if you want to add both of them, you want to add your gingival recession and your pocket depth. That is something from the CEJ to the base of the pocket. Then this is known as your clinical attachment loss. Okay. So you have gingival recession from the CEJ to the gingival margin. You have pocket depth from the gingival margin to the base of the pocket. And you have the attachment loss, which is actually an addition of both, addition of gingival recession and pocket depth. So it is actually CEJ to the base of the pocket. Okay, is it clear? Anybody who has a doubt in this? because this is the main concept of your periodontium. You should understand all these three terminologies. And something over here, the D1. Can you tell me what is this now? Now the gums have overgrown. They are above your CEJ. So what can this be? Anybody? People, are you there with me? Not much interaction from your side. I feel lost. Yes, this is known as the false pocket, or it is also known as your gingival overgrowth, or it is also known as your negative recession. You have three terminologies for that. Okay, gingival overgrowth, false pocket, and negative recession. So these four terms are okay for everyone. Should we go ahead? Great. Now, why is it called a 6-point chart? It is called a 6-point chart because we are evaluating every tooth at 6 points. Okay. Now, what are these 6 points at which you are actually measuring your gingival recession or your pocket depth? Okay. So, you have a buccal surface for the tooth and a lingual surface, right? Now, every surface is divided into 6 points. So you have your buccal, you have your mesiobuccal, your midbuccal, and your distobuccal, and you have your mesiolingual and midlingual and distolingual. Okay, is that okay? Yeah, okay, Kira, I will explain you the biological width later on after the class because that is not important for this 6-point pocket chart. Okay, there are many other things in periodontium like your mucogingival junction, your attached gingiva, your biological depth and all, but that really does not matter in this OSCE. Okay, but I'll surely explain it to you in case you just want to know about it. So these are the 6 points where you evaluate it, and that is why it is known as the 6-point chart. Okay, I'm going ahead. If you have any queries, just stop me because I really don't know if you guys are getting me or not. Okay, now how do you actually oh, I'm not able to shift this. Can all of you see the chart? Yes, can all of you see the left hand side of the chart? Okay, so this in the yellow over here is your tooth number. Okay, so these are your upper teeth and these are your lower teeth, and the number tells you about which tooth we are talking about. Now, as I said, that there are two surfaces. There is a buccal surface and there is a lingual surface. So this is the GR, that is the gingival recession of the buccal surface, and this is the gingival recession of the lingual surface. Okay, let me draw a line between the upper and the lower quadrant so that it becomes easier for you people. Okay, this is the pocket depth. PD stands for pocket depth. This is the pocket depth for the buccal surface, and this is the pocket depth for the lingual surface. Okay, so let's say calculate the pocket depth of 4, 4. So you will first go to the tooth number. Okay, that is the mistake which many people do. They just start searching for the pocket depth on the left hand side. Don't do that because in an OSCE everything is about time. So go to the tooth. What tooth are they talking about? 4, 4. What are they telling? They are telling you the buccal surface of the pocket depth. Okay, the pocket depth on the buccal surface. So then go to the PD of the buccal surface and just match or just coincide with this. Okay. Yes, Salma, it is actually not even this good. It is a white piece of paper with these numbers written. Okay. and the same numbers which are written here are actually written there, and they are much smaller than the ones which you can actually see here. Okay, but it is in the same format. You won't have the colors blue and white. It would be a black and white table. Okay, I will also tell you how it can be asked in another way, how the 6-point pocket chart can appear in a different way in the exam. Okay, I will tell you once I have made you understand the concept. Is that okay, Salma? But this is how it will appear, and the numbers will be a little more closer to each other, and it would be a black and white chart. Okay, Salma? So all of you have got this about how to actually come to a point when you're asking something about a particular tooth, whether it's the gingival recession or the pocket depth. Now, if they ask you attachment loss, what are you gonna do? Is there any attachment loss present in the chart? No. So how are you gonna calculate it? No, you're not allowed to mark it Ray, because that chart will be used by someone else who comes next to you in the OSCE, right? So you have to use your fingers. So whatever I have drawn with the pen is actually your fingers which are gonna move. Okay, so you have to practice this. So written OSCEs, a lot of people practice just by learning the answers. Don't do that. Practice written OSCEs by actually writing them, because all of you get the concept, but doing it in 5 minutes is the task. Okay, so practice writing the OSCE even if you know the answer. Yes, so you will add your gingival recession and pocket depth, and what you will get is your attachment loss. Okay, is that good? Should we go ahead? Great. So now let's solve the questions. Okay, now what is the pocket depth at the mesiolingual part of 3-5? So let me go back to the chart, and I hope all of you can see the chart, because the chart is not visible to me in a small part, but I hope for you it is available. So what did the question say? What is the pocket depth at the mesiolingual part of 3-5? So first go to 3-5 and then calculate the pocket depth on the mesiolingual. So you will look at the lingual surface. So this is your lingual surface. That's the pocket depth of lingual surface. And then you will directly go to your 3-5. And what is the question? Mesiolingual. Now which one is mesial and which one is distal and which one is middle? All of you know that, right? This is closer to the midline. This is the midline. So all of you know the mesial, distal and middle. So this is your mesial, this is your mid, and this is your distal. So the mesiolingual pocket depth of the tooth 3-5. Now can you tell me the answer, please? Great. So all of you are getting the point. That's nice. Let's go to the second question. What is the gingival recession at the mid buccal of 2-5? Gingival recession at mid buccal of 2-5. Can all of you find it? Yes, you have to find the tooth 2-5, and you have to find the gingival recession at the mid buccal. Okay, good. Now that's easy, because you know what is the attachment loss. What will you do is you will simply add your gingival recession and pocket depth on the buccal surface or whatever side they have asked, and you will give your answer. Okay, so this is easy. So now I go ahead. Now the questions come about what is the attachment loss at 4-6. Have they specified is it buccal or lingual? Have they specified it is mesial, distal or mid? No. So you have to calculate for all the 6 points and you have to write the answer of which it is the highest. Okay, so let's go to the tooth 4, 6, and now you have to calculate the attachment loss for the buccal surface and the attachment loss for the lingual surface. Okay, so what will be your attachment loss for your lingual surface? It will be 5, 7 and 8.